And welcome back to JKLive here at Citizen Television. We are keeping the Cabinet Secretary for Public Service up late, but you know what? The tweets are coming in so thick and so fast, we need to get some feedback. I'm telling you, what a show. Kabeta's case says, Jeff, ask Moses how soon it may take for us to enjoy cheaper prices of fuel now that the shilling seems to be gaining against the dollar.
You know, the fuel was already coming down even before the dollar. So the fuel, as I told you last time, is a function of, one, the dollar, two, the global crude prices. The global crude prices are going down. And the dollar is now going down. So automatically, it will go down. And just the way it has been.
It's no
it might not be a stone, but now you can expect that, as I said, the dollar of today, the orders of today will take place in 2 months or so.
Correct.
So you can expect that cumulatively it is going to go down. We will not take credit when the fuel prices come down.
It's not ours to take. It's world prices.
As I keep saying.
Oh, but you ask people, what chimbe kisimayao?
Because you have to leave it to the dynamics of the market. Accuse me of anything but not of misleading the people. My journey to heaven is very important.
John Irungu says, kindly I urge Honorable Moses Kuria to follow up on UHC interns who were recruited during the pandemic under public service internship program. Despite the petition and Senate recommendations for them to be absorbed, they are still languishing in the sea of unemployment.
8,000 of them. 8,000.
Wow.
8,000. Wow. So we need to call Governor of the Rakanidi, Mudami Juki, who is the chair of the Health Committee in the Council of Governors, because it's not us, it is the counties. And we keep on insisting to our governors, and I'm saying here on television, please, dear governors, before you hire new people, hire the interns who are there. It's only fair. First in, first out, FIFO, as we call it.
There you go.
Yeah.
First in, first out. Good point. Governor, I hope you're listening and watching. Frank Orinde, we are not yet out of debt distress yet. The government took a new debt to offset the old debt. I mean, this is a cosmetic surgery that is dependent on several other factors. With the kind of excesses in government expenditure, you might end up in a tighter situation than before. What do you think?
You know what? This guy is right. He's right on one thing, that we are borrowing to pay.
Right.
He's also right on another thing about government expenditure. He's not right about cosmetics, because we are paying off and borrowing cheaper and borrowing more long term. As I told you, our old borrowing was based on paying $2 billion on a single day. So we are sort of spreading that, and it is not cosmetic because the economics make sense. He's not me doing it, he's a professor. Professor Ndungu.
Yes.
Do you know me? I'm an educated man with a degree. But for me to be a professor, I need to go back to school for 14 years. 14 years.
But you're a math genius, though. You love math.
No, we have something nowadays called recognition of prior learning, led by C.S. Machogo. So he said he might recognize me and give me a professor based on experience. But let me say something also on expenditure. He is right. And one of the things we've agreed in this retreat we had is on something called fiscal consolidation, which is really looking at our expenditure. We have committed to even our partners, IMF and World Bank, we must reduce government expenditure, we must reduce waste, and you are going to see it, and David D and myself have committed to lead this effort with Njogon and Ndungu and really be tough on our ministers and our departments we really have to cut to the bone. We have to cut to the bone, and we have to do it deliberately. Starting from 24, 25, the budget coming, you'll start seeing this.
So, where are we? Lucky Boy Maingi says, Honorable Moses Kuria is avoiding a very important question. What is the objective of the retreat? Have you achieved the goal? That's what we're interested in. Tell us.
I'm not avoiding. We went for the retreat to, 1, review our performance, 2, see where we are getting it wrong, 3, take a stock of our achievements, 4, and most importantly, set up our goals for this year, like what a responsible government would do. There's nothing else. Where people think there's always something hidden there.
Because the president read you guys the riot act. You saw his body language.
Kenyans love victims. They love to see blood spilling and blood retting.
Next, Brian Kaunda says, ask the CS, what plans does he and his ministry have for those NYS manning Huduma centers across the country?
We have got people manning the Huduma centers from across different agencies, police, NTSA and all that, including our own NYS. As I've said, NYS of today and NYS of tomorrow is going to be like a pale shadow. You know, like there's no comparison, like death and sleep.
Yeah.
You're going to expand this thing, take care of those boys, get them opportunities, and we're going to have better country, better young people.
You know, that translation was direct. You said death and sleep.
You
got it.
You know, my friend, me, I dream even at night in Kikuyu. But when I'm telling other people, I use English subtitles. So it's okay.
But you're dreaming.
It's okay.
It's Lexi Kimani says, you had promised to start a productivity campaign for the public servant where all servants will be rated based on their productivity score of their workload at their various departments. What happened? CSs too should have a basic performance scorecard.
It is there.
Yeah.
We have something called performance contracting. It's not new. It was started by Kibaki, those years. We are in the middle of it because it expires in June. We are going to be doing rankings after June. But more importantly, from June going forward, we have a new tool which is now going to answer more to our ambitions and agenda as an administration. So it is true, we are measuring. It's just not the time for results.
Right.
Naivasha was mocks. It was not
the real thing.
It was not the real thing.
Okay, what did you get in your mocks?
Well, mocks are supposed to make people to improve. So let's keep that. When we do release it, it will be in a public event at KICC. Public day, right?
Oh, okay.
After the June closure.
Correct. One more. Clinton John MC says, explain the state of economic zones he started while serving at the Ministry of Trade. I think the majority have stalled. Was those EPZs, EPZs?
They are EPZ, but I think what he's talking about are the county aggregation and industrial parks. So remember, one in every county.
Correct.
And by the time I left the ministry, I had launched 16 of them.
I remember.
And 26 have got work started. Let me tell you something, Jeff. As long as I'm alive, in government or out of government, the county aggregation and industrial parks will work. That is me. That's my DNA. That's my legacy. And Rebecca Miano, who is working extra hard, we had some issues that were raised by the control of budget that needed to be aligned with Parliament. Parliament is passing them. When? Tomorrow.
Oh.
Tomorrow. And then we'll start that again. As long as I am alive, every county in this country will have an industrial park. 32 of them, the first time, not since independence, since the beginning of Earth. 32 counties have never seen an industry of one form or another since the beginning of Earth. And this will be the real beginning of economic transformation, that every county can produce. This county producing milk, another country producing leather, another country producing something else. And then, because there's what we call Sessional Paper number 10 of 1965. You remember that one of Tomboya, Kibaki and all that? Yes. Well, it had some good things, but it had one major problem. They are the ones who said there's a useful Kenya that we should be investing in a small area like our Mount Kenya here or somewhere, the White Highlands, as we are calling it. Another Kenyans which were called the useless Kenya, which need not to be developed. And we are still paying for that. To
this day?
Yeah, to this day. Because which part of Kenya is not productive? Today you could say Turkana, for example. Look at what Turkana gave us. If there's any chance of getting oil there, the amount of water sitting there, the height and skin guys from Northeastern. So what I was trying to correct, my friend, is this misnomer of saying that there's and it's not even good for the so-called productive Kenya, because they carry the burden of everybody else. But imagine the beauty and the magic of having every corner. I went to Kisii around there, I went to Nyamira, I went to Homa Bay, I went to Kisumu, I went to Siaya, I went to Mombasa, I went to Narok, I went to Laikipia. Imagine all those people with their diversities. Everybody can contribute something to this Kiondo. called Kenya. And because I expect that by end of this next year, and the president has committed in this retreat to supporting us with what we call common user facilities, which is like, if, for example, let's say go to Uasin Gishu County or Trans Nzoia County, where I went to the ADC farm there, past Kitale and Aulanja Industrial Park there. Trans Nzoia County accounts for 25% of Kenya's maize production. Trans Nzoia County.
1/4.
1/4. Imagine though, today, if you're in Trans Nzoia, you buy a packet of unga from Mombasa Millers. So the maize leaves Kitale, goes to Mombasa, comes back, gets to the shop. Because they have never had. There's only one friend of mine who has got some factory there with some unga called Waingo. Yeah? But all these years, maize has to go to Mombasa,
and come back.
to Mombasa Millers, come back. But now with the county aggregation and industrial park at ADC in Kitale, what's going to happen is that even you can go to some school there, get an order, suppliers with unga, come with your maize from your farm, go to the CAIP, the County Aggregation Industrial Park, rent the equipment, mill, rent the packaging because you're going to have, these common user facilities for renting. Go to the school, supply them, and you get paid without you owning a factory, without you owning equipment.
What happens to that Mombasa guy?
Mombasa guy will have to export. Because here locally we are okay.
Correct.
But that's what we are calling inclusive growth, where we all grow together. I'm sure Mombasa Millers guy, my good friend Mohammed Islam, will be happy to say, now I'm going to export to other countries. I'm going to get that. So that here locally we stop importing. But also the guys whom we are going to shift up, they now help us to grow our exports. And then finally we get money, we get foreign exchange, and we get jobs. So the answer to this question is very simple. That county aggregation and industrial parks, our EPZ, our special economic zone, all the programs that I started when I was in the Ministry of Trade are not Moses Kuria programs. They are programs of the government of Kenya under President William Ruto. And they are ultimately the product of the people of Kenya. And I work very closely with my wonderful sister, Rebecca Miano. We exchange notes. It's not a relationship of an ex.
Yeah. I get you.
We work together. We work together and we move forward.
Speaking of X, there's no way I can let you go without asking you about your thoughts about the proposed next chairman of the African Union Commission, your good friend, Baba.
Baba.
Your thoughts?
I am praying for Baba. I am supporting Baba. Baba must be the next chair of the African Union Commission to replace the guy who is there now. Yeah. And I will campaign for Baba.
You will?
I will campaign for Baba.
Why do you want him to get this job?
Even on a voluntary basis. Because it's good for Africa. It's good for Africa. Can you imagine the pride? Yeah? Imagine I'm in Togo. You come from where? Kenya, where the chairman of Africa, come from. It's a big moment of pride. Either they make Baba the chairman or make African governable, okay?
But then what about that talk that he will not be able to engage in local politics?
Let me say this. Who knows about tomorrow? Who knows about tomorrow? Why can't, as I'm saying, why can't we live for this moment now? Why can't we really make it work for us now? Yeah? Raila is not a Ugandan. He's not a Tanzanian. He's a Kenyan. And as a government, we are supporting him. He's a government candidate. He's not an ODM candidate. There is no ODM in AU. He is a Kenyan candidate.
Yeah.
Official candidate supported by the government of Kenya. And he's going to compete with people who are going to be supported because a member state must endorse your candidature.
Correct.
So when that time comes, you remember last year, I did this shuttle diplomacy where I met close to 15 presidents. So at least I have got some 15 votes where I can talk to Suluhu and my good friend Ramaphosa, or President Sisi who I met, or my father, President Museveni. I have got all these presidents I worked with in my trade docket. And I am already busy sending them messages. Tell them, you know what? I want to ask for or you vote for Baba. Okay? Who knows about tomorrow? Let's work for this today. And you know, the way things are going in this country, I think we are heading towards a national consensus on so many issues. And once we reach that national consensus, this economy will grow like nobody's business.
It'll take off.
It will take off. And I'm saying this as somebody who worked for 10 years in the Gulf countries.
Correct.
As a banker there.
Correct.
You know, I know what happens when there's consensus. When politics, you look at our GDP, you know, the graph of our GDP. Well, now I'm saying we grew at 5.6.
Yeah.
God, if you don't do something about all these things, national consensus, come 2027,
back down.
Then we start analyzing again. Then 2032, 5 cycles of nonsense, honestly.
Correct.
You know, we have to fix this, and we have to have consensus. The same way we are trying to have consensus with our judiciary. You know, you saw the president and the Mother Kome and the parliament. It does not mean that you don't have your... It is not me to tell Mother Kome what is your role. It is defined in the Constitution. The Constitution will also, you know, to protect.
Yeah.
But even within that conundrum of our independence, there must be things that we agree on.
But
because you don't have another country.
But they've been telling us we're on a runway all these years. We're on the runway, getting ready to take off.
Yeah, precisely. Because we hold ourselves back by our sorry for the language nonsense. You know, again, yeah, all our divisive politics, lack of consensus on anything. Yeah. You know, it's like, you know, fighting is a hobby for us.
Correct.
You know, until we get saved, like me, you know, we need to... Honestly speaking, Jeff, if we get our politics right, and if we have a country where we're competing on issues, I'm not saying we have a one-party system,
right.
But I think if we can have, whereby we are competing on who can do this program better. And also, we stop speaking to the gallery. Yes. I saw some people who voted against, you know, housing.
Yeah.
I know some friends of mine from the opposition have got a lot of...
And they walked out.
No, forget even the parliament one. A lot of governors, almost all governors are supporting the housing. They have given us land. As a mere governors support housing.
But they're not saying, they can't say.
They are saying, but they're speaking something else, but it's not us to us they're speaking. They're speaking to some crowds there. Don't take me seriously, you know. It's okay, it comes with the territory.
Yeah.
So it's normal.
Yeah.
So we understand that, you know. But I really hope and pray that one day we can be able to see the following things we can fight about. But the following things, there's nothing to fight about. It's like America and being attacked by terrorists. There's no Republican or Democrat. No. When it comes to them, some issues like Israel, does it matter who is in power?
No, doesn't.
There are some things there which, I don't know Iran, I don't know China.
Correct.
They may vary here and there. But there are some things that make them uniquely American, irrespective of the divide. What about us? Even some people don't cheer our athletes.
Imagine.
Imagine.
Yeah. Take a look at the tweet that just came in right now. You know Dr. Isaac Kalua, right? You know him, huh? He said, "Hey, Jeff, I suggest that Moses Kuria gathers all cabinet secretaries to speak to the media. It's important for everyone to see the government's work and understand its value beyond just the president's role."
I agree with my friend Isaac Kalua.
You guys need to do your PR better.
Absolutely, yeah. One area where we are getting E.
Yes.
E for empty. Communication.
Correct.
As the one in charge of performance and delivery.
Yes.
And that is why we have now appointed the office of the government spokesperson. And you've seen Isaac Maula is doing...
He's talking a lot.
No, he's talking a lot. He's getting there.
Yeah.
So the next thing that we need to do, and we've agreed with Isaac even during this retreat, is it's not just the president or Maola or me. We'll get all our other guys to
team.
We are going to fix our communication. And that's the problem. Our problem is not the product.
Yes.
Our problem is the marketing.
Maybe you're recruiting the wrong people.
Well,
you know,
we are working.
Maybe there's some people in this room that you're not looking at.
Imagine if the product was...
He doesn't get what I
Imagine if the product was wrong. I got your CV.
The product is not wrong.
Imagine if the product was wrong,
yes,
and communication was right.
That's true.
That's a con game.
Completely.
That would be a con game.
Yes.
I know it is good to communicate, but it's better now when we know the product is right, but the marketing is wrong. Because once we fix the marketing...
Moses Kuria.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure talking to you, man.
Pleasure too.
Thanks for your time.
And by the way, greetings from your good friend, Professor Patrick,
Oh,
of the Global Center for Adaptation. He was here with you last time.
correct.
And congratulations to him. We appointed him to be the Chancellor of the University of Nairobi. You remember he was...
Good guy.
Good guy, the
Yes.
Dutch guy.
Yes.
He is now working with me at the Global Center, and we want to extend this invitation on the 1st of March.
Fantastic.
On the 1st of March, we are launching some collaboration between my Kenya School of Government and the Global Center for Adaptation. You know, the president has been very big on the climate agenda.
So Kenya School of Government here in
Kabete.
Yes.
Yeah. Actually, it's twin projects between Kenya School of Government, Kabete, and some place in Kuria County known as Matuga. So we'll be launching the Africa headquarters of the Global Center for Adaptation.
Whoa.
And that will come with a center for global finance also, where everybody with money for this green is going to find there. You know, it's good to have money in your midst, in your neighborhood, even if it's not yours, just to live with the smell of the money. So we want to set up the Center for Green Finance there with Professor Patrick.
Wow.
And also we are setting up a presidential quarter there, around 60 villas for our presidents. You know, when they come visiting our president, you know, you can expect you not find them scattered in all hotels there. You know, building for the first time a presidential quarter there with a golf resort for them, a green golf resort.
Come on.
In Kenya School of Government in Matuga in Kwale. Or if you tip wrongly, straight to the ocean. So Professor Patrick says, and he tells me to remind you that you're going to do a panel at the University of Nairobi where he's the Chancellor.
Definitely.
Me and you and him.
You're going to be there?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you.
Keep up the good work.
Asante.
Well done. Moses Kuria, Cabinet Secretary, Public Service. He's talking the talk and walking the walk. Can we go it all the way? Does he have what it takes? Well, it takes all hands on deck. And it's a team effort, he keeps saying. It's a team effort to get this country on track. What are your thoughts? Keep tweeting at Koinange Jeff, at Citizen TV Kenya. The hashtag is JKLive. Remember, if it's Wednesday, it's those 3 letters on the keyboard that follow each other. JKL. Thanks so much for being a part of the show. Good night. Good luck. God bless you all.